Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Welcome. I am Joanna. I am a beautiful author and Ascension coach and teacher and healer and world communicator, universal communicator. And I'm going to do a really short video on behalf of the Children's Collective. They're in channel with me right now, along with many of the beautiful heavenly councils and Andromedan councils and the councils of light, for everybody in the collective that's here with us in these beautiful weekly co-creations. However often that you meet with us on our websites and our YouTube, we're always with you. You're always co-creating in the higher vibrational realms, how you're transmuting your own inner shadows, the stories that you've come with through all timelines. 3 to 5D is a process of transmuting the shadow energies that you've chosen to at the very highest level of your co-creative soul experience, to transmute those energies of limitation and lack and start harmonizing into oneness of all moments. Our whole entire planet is going through this profound purging, if you will, purging of eons of vibrational stories that we all come with. We all come with these stories. And we all know that even if you're in a beautiful house of many, each person is carrying their own vibrational stories, and why it's ever more important now that you start really listening and discerning within how to move about and navigate away from energies that don't feel good, that are not supporting you and loving you, and honoring those healing processes that you must go through if you're wanting to continue on the path of evolution and self-actualization, or self-love and self-peace. Call it whatever you want with the fancy words, but it's really about really creating that life that is peaceful and harmonious, and allowing yourself to heal your own body and to become one with yourself again. We're seeing with many of the things that are unfolding in the world, and we bring great peace and joy and honor and prayers to all those that have been through moments of suffering and pain. Understand that you're transitioning through the spiral of now that's always occurring, so that you're capturing all those energies of what has been, all those energies of those soul fragments and those stories that you were harmed and hurt by, whether it was just a moment of your childhood where somebody has harmed you or hurt you or abused you or taken advantage of you. And you're calling in those aspects so that you can own it and heal it and create oneness and love with it. You are the one that creates the healing and the love. You're the one you're responsible for your self-soothing, because unfortunately there's so many people out there that our focus has been going towards, and it's defragmenting ourselves. It's really fragmenting the soul aspect. The outer world has been our greatest detriment. The outer world is only there as a tool for us to create and build magic with. That's it. But because of the separation of self, the separation from ourselves with spirit, and the various lineages and the familial stories and the limiting stories of fear and subjugation, the story that we're all here to transcend is separation, to create the unity within. But we have to go through those stories and suss them out. We have to serve ourselves through our own observation, through our own reflection, and doing that inner work so that you can determine, is this my story, or can I let it go? Is this really serving me? Is this nourishing me, or can I let that go? And really start going back within and calling that power back that has been fragmented to those outer projections, those outer experiences that we want to force our projections and force our pain and our hurt and wounding so that we can receive something in return. And that is a lot of what is called, those of us that are conduits and seers and prophets can see the damages and the wounds that people have, and how they're projecting so much of their inner wounding out, therefore wanting that attention and that reflection in, regardless of whether it's a minor or subtle or profound experience or tragedy. As we've recently seen, there's so much wounding going on within the soul, and it's not being connected with at the higher vibrational level for us to really see that we're multidimensional beings being harmonized in the highest light that we've ever experienced on a human experience socio platform. And in this socio platform, the connection of our oneness within the omnipresent field, which is the invisible field of source, held within all things, all life, this presence of field that is loving and benevolent will trigger the darkest, deepest wounds that we all have. And these darkest, deepest wounds are held within the very subtle bodies that we each come with. The subtle bodies, the wounding that's held within the fields. There's codes within the fields that must be brought forward to be healed. And that's why you get those subtle urgings, those of you that have many psychic gifts, which we all do. And you'll be triggered in different ways. However, it's really key and important to use that breath and the system of who you are as light, the multidimensional system you are, and start owning and honoring this multidimensional capacity that you have to really bring all of those fragments in and love it and heal it and bring holism to it. And then you create brand new. But nobody's taught us about any of these experiences and why we see the experiences in our world of those that are um, unable to master their emotional field and understand the emotional field. And we say master in the most loving and benevolent way because that's how we manifest, is through our emotional body. We either manifest a lot of pain from the traumas and the karmic cycles that are not being dealt with or acknowledged. Um, and those 3 A's of healing. In any moment that anything comes forward, in any moment, whether you see it and it's being triggered you, whether you're seeing something in the outer reality, it's just a picture for you to see what wounding is existing within you to be healed. If you're seeing a lot of great love and peace, that world will show it to you. If you're coming up in that process of your ascension cycle and you're doing this deep healing of release, you might see something that you're needing to accept, to acknowledge, and to allow in as greater potentiation. And because everything is a now harmonization of your wholeness. That's how you can see ascension. It's a now harmony of wholeness, a now harmony of benevolence, a now harmony of new light, new fractals of you, all of those little aspects of you that have been spiraling down at all now moments, whether it's a thought, whether it's an inspiration, whether it's an experience you had with a friend, whether it's a horrible experience you had with somebody, all of those are spiraling now for you to take part of and for you to really own and claim as your own and really bring back into higher vibrational healing. However, we're not taught any of these things on our planet because the 3D world that we've come from has been based on separation. Right from the earliest of ages, we're defining who we are from the pictures of the outer reality because we're not taught from the earliest of ages that we are divine beings of light. When you see a child at the earliest of age, remind them and return that power back to them. You are a divine being of light and you have all the answers within you. You are able to see the highest of yourself and you have answers within you. You can heal any wound within you. You can see your world in greater ways. You can imagine your world in greater ways and return all of that energy that's been sent out to define yourself, to bring value to yourself, to belong to yourself in another way. All of that needs to be brought back in. And so every day throughout your day, for those of you that are just awakening or those of you that are masters on this, because I even need to be reminded, because things are speeding up now. We're going to accelerate in the light that we've been accustomed to. Our bodies are constantly acclimatizing to higher vibrations of light. And we're constantly being offered through our teams and our healing teams new codes for us to assimilate to, new codes for us to understand, where you just wake up and you just know what you know. All of those are being codes that are being harmonized, processed through your multidimensional bodies. And when we're not talking about and not honored or not valuing the multidimensional intelligence that we are vibratory sensory beings. Many of us have come with many gifts within the vibratory sensory experience, and we're here to help humanity become accustomed and acclimatized to the multidimensional allness that we are, constantly up-leveling ourselves to feel and sense and know information from the highest intellectual experience. And we say intellectual experience far removed from what we've ever thought of as a 3D experience, because it's always been through books and standards that have been so outdated that that's not who we are as multidimensional beings. The highest intelligent beings on our planet right now are the children. And these children are coming forward to say, through this collective experience and this collective mediumship of those that have gone through many tragedies that have been forgotten in the divine feminine experience, and all children of all timelines. And there's now elders and ancients stepping in to understand our multidimensional bodies and systems as beautiful intellectual systems of love and light and codes, constantly being harmonized as physical matter. The environment that you sit within absolutely has an effect on how your body is able to process light, to feel safe in expressing light, and to develop itself within greater light. And we all know that that's psychology 101 and psychiatry 101, is how safe is the environment for those to express who they are fully and deeply and profoundly, and why we see many children going through many experiences of understanding and exploring themselves in a sexual preference way, understanding themselves as defining themselves in different ways, because they're taking themselves outside the boxes and outside the very limited experiences that we have created for them, trying to stuff these dynamic children into boxes that are not defining their reality, and it's not comfortable in their reality, causing a lot of compressed emotions about the entire collective child within us all. Because remember, anything outer is inner. Anything that we see in the outer reality is just those reflections of the many experiences that we have all suppressed. Those suppressed experiences of energetic collective energies, the inner child is saying enough is enough. The collective inner child of our 3 to 5D experience as a human earth of our human cosmic harmonization is saying that the children of the inner earth have been ignored. The children of the outer earth are now showing us, remember the inner outer, the collective outer experience is feeling the pressures of the abuse and the aggression and the violence that have suppressed their inner creative voice, of allowing themselves right from the beginning to going beyond what was anything in 3D and allowing their creative expression, their creative joy, the sacred, beautiful, dynamic beings that these beautiful beings are, these hybrid crystalline empathic beings that they are, to be their highest full vibrational self. And it simply can't be if we're continually stuffing them into programs that limit them in every way. The entertainment limits them in every way by forcing the dynamic negative experience that does great detriment to them on normalizing violence and aggression and separation from one another, instead of creating that harmonization of oneness and wholeness with spirit within. Returning all powers of thought, of belonging, all powers of value, of who we are. Do I value myself? Body, mind, heart, spirit? Am I having that nourishment of body, mind, heart, and spirit? Am I considering myself as a soul, the fragmented soul that I am on many realms, on many bodies? Am I allowing that to come forward? Many of these children at a very young age feel as a soul. They understand what that soul energy is about. And yet they're stuffed within these limiting, confined systems, and that inner child is not being able to play. The inner child of all of our dynamic age and variations of diversity on our planet. They're wanting me to say this very explicitly because there are many elders that have passed on, many people that have passed on from our collective of being an adult that had suppressed child inner wounding that had not been resolved. So in each of our moment for moment world unfoldings, regardless of what it is that your soul is wanting you to see, whatever it is that your higher self is wanting you to see, the inner child is needing your experience right now. The inner child is needing your exploration and your discovery of who it is. Your inner child is needing its requirement for soothing and softness and gentleness and kindness and patience and love. The inner child is showing you on what is the outer reality, showing you that it needs that experience of dynamic reconnection, of dynamic love and the legacy of who it is within you. And are you in every moment, in every day, giving discovery and exploration and explanation and reflection and observation and love and soothing to that inner child? Because that inner child is showing you on your outer reality in every way, make no mistake about it. If you have been suppressed or subjugated or judged, if you have been manipulated or controlled in any way, those frustrations and those angers will come out in any way that it needs to. But you want to be a master of it so that it's not coming out in a way that is detriment or harming to another. Every soul on this planet is meant to live sovereignly in the most creative, dynamic expression of who they are. And yet, because of the old roles and definitions from our stories that we've had, we're following stories from our consciousness collective, the beliefs that we have from our lineage, from our familial, our dogma. All of those social platforms that were in 3D are now being uplifted and uprooted to be rewritten anew. Because we don't have to carry around the density or the limiting beliefs that say you're meant to be a certain way, you're meant to accept yourself as a certain way because others won't accept you as a certain way. The social imprints that we're now clearing are profound. So know that. The vibrational stories that you come with from 3 to 5D are for you to rewrite, for you to go back to center, to reclaim all of that beautiful divine power, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Pull all of that conscious energy back to self, harmonize it anew through breath and through intention, and ground and anchor a new vibrational story. And every child can be shown these new ways to reclaim their inner power of creative expression, of creative exploration, of creative experience, and release the inner childs that are walking around so very wounded, that do really great detriment to those that they feel they want their power from, or they want their energy from, or their attention from, and they end up doing and behaving from the wounded soul that is within them and that wounded ego, and they start behaving in really poor ways that harm others, whether it's the feeling of the bully in the playground. If they don't get what they want, or they don't get the attention that they want, then they harm others in manipulative ways, subtle ways, minor ways, and even profound ways that we've seen. And all of it is the inner wounding of the child. And it's for no one to blame or judge, but it's to bring these acknowledgements to the forefront and release the ideas of our separations from one another, because they're all our own individual stories playing out before us. And to show you what wounds are you carrying, what What feelings and what beliefs are you carrying that are not yours that you can release now and start bringing that inner child in to say that I was damaged from those experiences. I was damaged from that experience, but I'm going to call all that in and I'm going to build myself whole and new so that when my energy does go out, it's based on a loving and balanced experience. And you're not going to allow yourself to be um, you're not going to allow yourself to be manipulated. You're not going to allow yourself to take on others' wounds that are being projected at you or being forced upon you through emotional manipulation. That are those energies are just those wounded children trying to sort it out. And when you've gone through enough cycles of that karmic wounding, that's when you can really clearly cut the cords and have them really go and seek the highest resolution within themselves, to seek higher vibrational care, to seek out their own highest and best treatment. But for you not to take it on as your own. And that's really how, I've gone through in many of my experiences, many infinite experiences that I've been tested and initiated through so that I can understand the subtleties of how people use and misuse energy, of how the children in our collective feel they're being ignored and unseen. And when they are seen, they're being blasphemed for their beautiful creative light by aggressive and violent programs and separations. And it's being normalized. And how do we find that within ourselves? If you go within the depths of who you are and you recall all that you are, that beautiful sacred child, and give healing and soothing and oneness and compassion to that inner child that has seen so much violence and trauma. And that's that cycle of renewing yourself and self-soothing yourself and self-loving yourself so that you can see through all generations. All generations are sacred. All life is sacred, whether it's the elder that needs that sacred rehabilitation of its own inner child, whether it's your mother, your sister, or your brother, or the children that are coming up. They're requiring a higher vibrational platform that we have been denying from within ourselves. We've been denying the beautiful self-love, the gentleness and the care and the softness that you can't expect from another because it begins with you first. Whatever it is that you want from another, whatever it is that you denied yourself, is that respect that you need to give back to yourself, the value that you need for yourself. And so that's why there's, anybody that's on the path of, there's so much detachment. And we'll give her an example, the experience that people have about soulmates and twin flames and all of these terms that they get so excited about, and yet they haven't done the inner healing. So they're going to continue to attract and bring into their circle all of the energies that is in their field where they haven't done the healing yet. So they're continually attracting those soulmates that they've contracted with. It's all purposeful. They're going to attract the soulmates into their field that are continuing those same vibratory experiences of manipulation or lack or blasphemy of the self and the spirit self or the soul self, which are crimes against the self. So if you're experiencing enough crimes against yourself, and any energy that you're putting out there is a lack of self, you're not accepting yourself in any way, whether it's sexually, mentally, emotionally, physically, or spiritually, which I had done many years, is suppressing my own spiritual gifts. So all of these testings and the initiations that I've been through is to rise higher and higher into accepting fully who I am as a spiritual teacher and a leader and a healer, so that I can use my gifts to the highest maximum for the collective. Because I've come with these gifts, and so too has every child. But they're being denied because of the systems of suppression, systems of limitation, systems of subjugation that say it's not in its conformity. If you go outside the box of defining what does a 5D mother look like and how can I redefine it? Because I don't fit within those 3D roles and definitions anymore. I want to bring greater light to it. And the divine women on this planet are healing women that have been subjugated for eons. And that women energy, that divine feminine energy, whether in a male body or female body, is needed to bring care and softness and gentleness for the divine child. And that divine child is the child within. And why we've seen unfold what has been unfolding, the children's collective is now saying, we've been ignored long enough and we are your mirrors. That's a profound statement that everyone must take in and own it and claim it every day. Because what we see in our world is of our own creation, and how happy are we with it? And these are big questions, and it's not meant to bring anybody guilt, because that guilt is based from the beliefs of dogma. And that's what must be healed first. Go within and heal the wounding through which you feel guilt and shame and blame for. But we must bring acknowledgement to how profound every experience is in our reality, to bring greater light and wisdom and harmony and peace and gentleness to every experience, because that inner child needs it. And the inner child is tired of being ignored, tired of being walked by, because we are so distracted with the outer experience. and putting so much of our energy on outer experiences and idols that have no bearing and no right to our light, to our energy, and to our time and attention. So really, where are you sending your attention and your energy? Where are you being focused to? And how are you directing it? And once you realize that, you can then accept it and acknowledge what you've been doing and how you've been honoring your energy or not honoring your energy, how you've been directing your reality and not directing your reality, and bring it in to reclaim that energy, and that is sovereignty. And that is the path and the mastery. That is the epitome. That is the sacred chalice. That is the Merlin magicianship. That is whatever you want to call it, in whatever realm or whatever dialect or whatever dogma you've been brought up into. That is self-mastery and honor, where you're not giving your power, your choice, your light, and your love to anything outside of you that demeans you or belittles you. Because then you have to ask, how am I giving my power away to something that is absolutely making me feel less than, a lack, and separate from love and light? The intelligent universe, dear lighted ones, make no mistake about this, and I say this with great pause. If the Holy Mother and Father and anything that is in creation had the energy of hate and separation, how is any of that an absolute, undeniable conflict to evolution? When one creates out of hate, hate is created. Hate begets hate. Aggression begets aggression. Separation begets separation. The all being of the all knowing and the beyond, the God that it was within every single experience, every cell, every essence, every word, every thought, every word, every deed, every thought, every word, every deed is source. It's the experience of benevolence of who we are as beings of light now coming together in oneness. And these wounds are being triggered so that we go within and we harmonize who we are as one. So in every moment that there is energy, because there's nothing that is not without energy. Energy is energy, and it will always come back and it will show you right in your face. And the longer that you deny whatever is in front of you is not yours, that will be the ever shaking that will continue to shake until you absolutely own what is in front of you. And how you're feeling inside, the core vibration that you carry, to once again return to that inner child and start being happy and excited about who you are, because you're profound. We have been created in light. We have been created in beauty. We've been created in the perfection of light. And every child born is sacred and beautiful and sacred and beautiful and sacred and true and beautiful. You're meant to be here. You are a profound being of holy light. And how may we start to begin to bring unity, oneness, clarity, and the beauty of our diversity in this? This is preparing for first contact and all elevation and evolution that we have from here on out. Everything we see in our outer world is the inner child calling from within. So heal it. Heal the inner child. Heal every moment that you are being triggered. Heal every moment that you feel less than. Heal every moment that you feel you weren't good enough. Heal that wound. Everything within you affects another. And it's a constant spiral of harmony. Every moment you are harmonizing what was yesterday, what was the day before that, the day before that. If you want to say everything that was in linear, it's no more. Everything is now, now, now. As we accelerate, time implodes upon itself and it becomes now. Until we are absolutely living as a collective from a state of oneness. All that I am, all that I vibrate affects all others. How am I healing my inner child? Heal those wounds. That is the shadow of who you are and what you have been coming forward with as choice of who you are as a soul to transcend the limitations of separation. You matter, you value, you're here for a purpose and a reason. See everybody before you. See them clearly. See them clearly. They are you. Honor it, hold it, value it. What is this story showing you? Heal the wounds. It's the child within you that says enough is enough. We must arise in our sovereignty to claim our power of health, abundance, joy, and exuberance. Beyond the beyond. We're all sacred masters. So why play small? Show these children that you are claiming your energy of love and light. Reclaim your name and heal it. In thy name I heal, in thy name I heal, in thy name I heal. And I'm releasing all limitations on all dogmas that are ever holding me back in sin of being who I am. Because I am creative, because I have a certain sexual preference. I denounce that because I stand in the power of who I am. And have it be okay that others want to walk in that. That's acceptance. It's not saying it's wrong, but what is right for you. And be okay to denounce what no longer serves you. Be okay to denounce that as which is making you small. Be okay to denounce, no, I don't fit in that story. That's your story, it's not mine. Stand in the power of who you are and allow that sacred child to come forward and be seen and be heard. That is the healing of thy name. against no other will of another. Let them have their will. Let them have their path. Allow them to walk freely in who they are, because they are showing you, I'm walking freely in who I am. And have no control over another. Your only control is of thyself, your energies, your emotions, your energies. You're in charge of your field. That's it. Everybody else is on their own path. And anyone out there that is creating those experiences where they're wanting to control or place harm or place blockages or any of those experiences that we've talked about, and we're not going to talk about it any further, because anybody that's been on this channel and you've heard the videos and you've seen the videos, anything that is done to harm or block or dissuade or pull back another in any way, there will be immediate karma. Everything is energy. You are all adults of higher knowing. What you do and how you behave with energy is paramount to what unfolds in your reality. Anything that has been done to hold back another will be held back in thine own name. Make no mistake about it. It is immediate. But it's about healing the inner child, because that is what's being shown to us in our reality. No more walking in violence and aggression. Claim and own what's going on within you and heal those wounds, and understand the discernment and releasing the entities and the energies that are of dark experience that you can just say goodbye to. Once that story is resolved, once that story is brought up, you don't need these dark entities on your field and in your energy, because they're just using your energy to live out those fear stories to keep you in separation and lower vibrations. Understanding energy is crucial, dear lighted ones. How you use your body, how you understand your body, how you feed and nourish your body is that inner child saying, can you feed me better nourishment? I want to reconnect with the spirit of me. Our body is spirited matter. Are you feeding and nourishing of spirit? Sit in the sun and honor the codes being blessed to you. Sit upon the grass and honor the spirit that Gaia offers you. The energies and the nature elements and the fairy elements, there's so much intelligence within that, and the children need those beautiful experiences of nature to feed and nourish their spirited body. Bring them back to a harmony of self and oneness. So take ownership, dear lighted ones. No more sitting on the fence. We understand that we are spirit. We understand that we are the soul. So own it with great pride and great boldness. And any moment that has shadow energy does come up and you are being triggered, own it. I'm being triggered in this moment. What do I feel? And suss it out. Suss out those feelings with maturity and with bravery. Get to the bottom of it so that you're not transferring that karma to your children. Transferring that projection of how you feel lack to your children. They start feeling lack because they're so empathic and they're so filled with light. And they're doing so much work for you that you have hardly any idea what they're doing for you. And this is not about any judgment call on anyone. Our reality is showing us it's time to wake up and go deeper and be softer and be gentler. There's wounds that people are walking around in that are not being talked about, that are not being honored and acknowledged. And these wounds need to be healed because they can cause great damage if we're not understanding who we are as energy. That the energies and the programs on the planet and the entities that are playing within those programs of fear and control are wanting you to feel less than and afraid. There's nothing to be afraid of. They're just stories. They're vibrational stories that you don't need anymore, and you can just blow it away. That little inner child doesn't have to be afraid anymore. There's nobody that's going to hurt you or harm you. Don't give that power to anybody. Reclaim your power. Reclaim your light. Stand in the boldness and the love of who you are. And start paying attention to that inner child within, and start playing more and creating more and building that beautiful, energetic, beautiful, sacred child that wants to play and laugh. And be proud of who you are. If you didn't have a parent that believed in you, in the most sacred expression of who you are, as this beautiful, vibrant, empathic, telepathic, creative child that plays with butterflies and nature, then give it to yourself. Don't wait for anybody else to bring it to you. Do it for yourself. We are mirrors to each other of where our wounds are. So heal it. Thank you for my morning coffee. Thank you, Spirit, for wanting to bring this beautiful channel. We're just going to close this up now from a beautiful collective channel that I had from the children this morning. The Children Collective are bringing us great surprise and delight. Know that everything that's happening on our planet, we can release judgment on it as soon as we see it. Just observe it neutrally. And then go within and say, how am I feeling in this experience? And what is this experience showing me? Is there any wounded aspects of myself that I can bring forward for forgiveness and love and compassion? Forgiveness, love, and compassion. It's very simple. Return to simplicity. Return to simplicity. From here on out, dear lighted ones, be simple. Is what is before you nourishing you? And if it's not, change it, move away. If what is before you feeling within your tummy, feeling wrong or manipulative, then heed the call of the inner child saying, this is manipulative, I don't feel comfortable here. That inner child is your guidance to all things in life. Does this feel good? Is this nourishing me? Am I being my highest creative being? Does this feel manipulative? Because the children in our collective absolutely feel manipulation, the lies and deceit. They're not going to believe anything in the media that does not serve them because they're highly intuitive beings. Regardless of how many fear programs are out there and what our consciousness of that fear of the collective, remember, everything that we see in our collective, any fear stories that we're holding in our chakras and in our bodies is just going to be seen, and all those energies and entities that want to keep playing in those games are just going to keep feeding whatever our own individual fears are. This is why it's so important. Everybody has to go within. Don't blame anybody else. Go within and feel that fear, own it, claim it, and let it go. Transmute it. Once you've claimed it and owned it, it's done. The story is done. It takes a few minutes to transform these energies. Really deep wounds, especially if you've been abused over time, they do take longer, and there is a process and a healing program. But it's your devotion every day to feel better. Your devotion every day to feel creative. Your devotion every day to discover yourself as love and benevolence. Because we all have shadows, and those shadows' energies allow us to be our highest vibrational light and to harmonize it to something new. Whenever those negative thought forms come up and say, I'm releasing you to spirit, and I hold myself higher. I'm healthy. I'm loved. I choose to claim my wounding and bring it to great peace and serenity and simplicity. I can choose love today. My breath realigns me. I can choose love today. I have great wisdom. I can feel and hear the energies, and I have great wisdom with the planet. I learn from her biosphere and her intelligence, for I am that I am. My body is a part of it. My body is spirit, and she is spirit. I'm moving in cohesion and harmony with Gaia. And I allow everything that's being seen in my reality to be a neutral story. I won't judge it, but as a part of my wounded child that wants to come forward and express itself, deliver itself, discover itself anew. I want to play with other children that want to be creative. I want to play with other children that are kind and gentle and don't harm our bodies. I want to play with other children that don't put their value and their importance outside of them to idols that have nothing to do with and no real true direction or benevolence for who I am as a person, as a spirit, as a soul. I reclaim that power, I reclaim that choice. I'm going to heal my own body, and I'm going to be eternally youthful because I am the child of spirit. And all these stories are just stories we've all been swimming in. They don't have to mean anything. Some of them are hurtful and some of them are harmful, but I can choose to release it and every day love it more. I accept it as a part of my story. I choose to change the story. I'm breathing in light and breathing in the highest consciousness of who I am as the Holy Christ, the Christ consciousness that is Metatronic, not delineated between and from and for and boxed in any religion, because I choose to know all religions are purposeful. I'm one of all of it. There's many aspects of me in all religions, and I honor and I respect it all. But I choose to no longer limit myself in anything that is old, outdated, and conforming me to lower vibrations. I choose to release all roles and those stories that I've been held within that others have chosen for me. I choose to release it now because my inner child wants to be released. I want to express that beautiful part of me. I am so sacred. My chakras are being cleared and bathed because my teams are bathing me with the beautiful spirit of light and love and oneness and acceptance. I'm clearing my field, I'm clearing my body, I'm clearing my field, I'm clearing my body. I'm realigning myself to the harmony of who I am as a sacred soul. I can align myself in any moment. I am beautiful and I am sacred. I am omnipresent, I am one with spirit. I'm going to play again. I'm going to express again freely. I love who I am. I'm standing purely in my story. And I allow all others to stand in theirs. That's the sacredness of being one. And everybody on our planet live in the beautiful benevolence of love and oneness. Love and oneness, love and oneness. For when I am that I am, all others are that they are. Accept it and honor it beautifully. Own and honor your stories, dear lighted ones. Our children have adapted to so much limitation, separation, fear, and control. It's time to release the inner child within and allow it to play sacredly. All life is sacred. Spirit is within all things. Who is it for anybody to judge anything as less than sacred and harm it? That's the ego. That's so much wounding within the ego that is just impaling so much anger and damage that it's gone through to its outer reality. And it needs to be brought back within to start harmonizing and healing the soul as a soul. Our entire reality will be rewritten in every way. I've been doing lots of reading lately on philosophy and the foundations of our human experience socially. How the psyche goes through itself of observing and then defining itself and looking for its value and how it fits within reality. It's just a normal thing we've gone through. But we're moving into these beautiful pivotal times where we're sitting on the crucible of 5D. And that 5D is the harmonization of your wholeness and oneness. And if you look at all of our traditional studies and all of our traditional scholastic experiences, it's always been about the same foundational practices of looking at through everything as the separative experience and separative perspectives, which is how we create our reality. So we have been creating the wheel and recreating the wheel within separation through these very staunch, limited, dogmatic experiences that keep returning us back to these limited stories and cycles of learning. If you place a beautiful hybrid and vibrational child, an empath child, and a crystal child within the forest, they will give you profound wisdoms and knowledge that has never been written in a book. So dream beyond 3D. We are rewriting everything and everything that we've ever thought to talk about, and teach our children, and have taught ourselves to go back to limitations, cycle after cycle after cycle after cycle, because we're harmonizing in a presence and in an essence and in a vibration of oneness. Every moment that we are being bathed with new codes, every moment that our bodies are going into night healing, and you are calling in those recalibration chambers to heal all density, to release all stories physically, mentally, emotionally, etherically, you are harmonizing yourself as a high vibrational being, releasing all that was. Every moment you are changing into greater oneness. How could we and why would we ever want to adapt our children into lesser being based on old vibrational foundational studies? That was a 3D world study. It's not 5D. Our medicine is 3D. It's not 5D, but we're making it 3D because we keep going back to it. We keep saying, this is the only way we can heal this. We're going to put this person in this box, and we're going to do the check marks that we've checked all of these experiences. We're going to place them in this, and this is what they have, and this is the medicine for them. That's not multidimensional. That's linear. That's limited. We're changing it all. So be okay to change it all. Be okay to say, yeah, this needs to be changed. I wouldn't want my child being boxed into some little corner to say this, this, and this. That's what's wrong with you. There's your medicine. No, I'm going to reclaim my power. I'm going to reclaim my light. I'm going to reclaim all that is my consciousness. Nobody can tell me what my consciousness is. Nobody can tell me the profundity and potential of my consciousness. That's between you and Source. You and Source weave that in the highest levels of your soul blueprint. Nobody has the right to tell you what your potential is, or to limit you into a disease or a hereditary condition. Your consciousness is forever changing right now, right now, right now, right now. Claim it, own it, be the sacred child and rewrite it. That's why you're here. These children know this, and they have adapted to such limitation. Getting thrown back into staunch limitation of foundations that don't match us anymore. It's all great, it's all purposeful, it's who we were, but we're different now. So let's change. Physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, we are omnipresent beings preparing for an omnipresent transformation. Our medicine will change. Sociology will change. We are harmonizing into a collective of one. Our hearts are being threaded moment for moment for moment for moment for moment through oneness. Those of us that are empaths, those of us that are crystal children, we can feel when things happen on our planet before it happens. Our hearts are being threaded as one, make no mistake about it. So how are we going to awaken and really get excited? We're going to rewrite medicine. We're going to rewrite how we heal our bodies, and we're going to start bringing in the importance of Gaia to our own healing. We're going to start creating from that beautiful inner child, start allowing ourselves to be expressive, exploring, and experiential within who we are as spirit. We're going to start listening to the inner child every moment. The inner child will guide you to the highest potential places. And then you gain the wisdom and you garner the wisdom from your past and make now a new moment. Make now a new moment so you're no longer carrying forward limited, dark, and harmful karmic cycles. Close it out. You can choose to close it out. It's all free will. And no other person or being or consciousness or group has any power over any other person or body. And nobody, and no innocent child, no energy, no consciousness shall ever, ever have control over another consciousness, regardless of what it thinks it wants to do, and have control over its resources or land or light. The consciousness of every single being is unto thyself. And that is the highest teaching of Metatron. That is the highest teaching of what every master came to teach. Know thyself. You've been created in the perfection of spirit. You've been created in the perfection of your Merkaba. You've been created in the perfection of all the lives you've ever lived, and all the codes are there ready for you. So how are you going to use it? How will you use your energy today? Will it be in alignment of the sacred child? And because we're practicing as masters, be okay and be gentle with yourself if you do act out of ego and you do behave out of ego, because it's still the wounded child showing you there's still more to be healed. And those wheels of timelines are going to keep spiraling, and you're going to keep going in those cycles until you've fully healed that wound. That's why spirit will always, 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 always veil and block when you're not ready to move on. Those lessons must be learned. The lessons of lack, the lessons of separation, the lessons of wounding, the lessons of judgment, the lessons of less than, whatever is spiraling in your soul that needs to be resolved for your lineage, for your family, own it and claim it. That's powerful. That's true self-empowerment. And spirit will say, you're ready to move on. Celebration. Here you go. There is no higher hand than spirit. Spirit knows and sees all before it's even known and seen. So understand that you're a part of this grand design for divine evolution across all planets, across all universes. You're not small. And so release any stories that want you to feel small and claim back all of your attention that you've been giving out. Reclaim it all. You're profound. You're profound, you're profound, you're profound. We are magnetic sensory beings, and we are all energy. So how is it being used? How are you choosing to use it? How are you choosing to move forward with it? How are you choosing to create with it? How are you choosing to heal and forgive? It's very simple. It's very simple. Return to simplicity. Is it serving your highest and best nature? Are you feeling really excited from that inner child within? Pay attention to the chakras and release all stories, release all experiences, shift out of those environments that are playing manipulative games with energy, that are playing manipulative games with emotions, that are playing manipulative and harmful games with any other resources that you are. Be okay to walk away. Be okay to stand in your story. Be okay to stand in your truth. There's no more sitting on the fence. The inner child has spoken. We're going to move forward in peace and love, dear lighted ones. We're bringing the beautiful hope for this planet. The highest hope of all benevolent beings, the highest hope of all benevolent and beautiful experiences, because there's so much on this planet that's going so beautifully, incredibly, profoundly, expansively, dynamically in light. We are healing every moment, every moment, every moment we are healing. There's so much that is before us that's so really exciting to take part in. Our sociology, our physiology, our beautiful physical bodies are being transformed every minute by light. Every minute by light. Our thoughts are being transmuted in light. Our brains are being rewired so we can synaptically understand higher vibrational thought forms. We are being harmonized in greater light in every moment. You can have eternal youth if you so choose. This is how powerful this light and the beautiful essence of God, the omnipresence of beyond the beyond. You are beyond the beyond. Go beyond normal. God is beyond the beyond. Every moment it's changing, every moment it's expanding. Why wouldn't you want to be a part of the expanding world? But it's okay if you're not. It's okay if that's not your journey this time. That's okay. Everything is purposeful and everything is perfect. Just know that. There's always, always, always a plan. Everything is before us, all being harmonized in these beautiful cycles and templates of love. And you're going to be exactly where you need to be. Trust the higher order. Trust the universal law. Trust that you are sown within it all. Trust that you are part of the divine beauty that is spirit. And return this excitement back to the children. Return their choice back to themselves. Return the beauty of their bodies back to themselves. Allow them to be empowered, inspired, and encouraged that they get to rewrite this planet into the highest vibration that they so choose, through their own creative being, through their own creative expression and exploration. This is sovereignty, dear lighted ones. Reclaim your power and your light and your energy and your consciousness back to thyself. And release any fear stories that you may be experiencing. It's normal. But you don't have to live it day in and day out, recreating karmic cycles. Reclaim your power of now. Reclaim your power of the inner child. Reclaim the beautiful soothing that you can provide to yourself. And heal those inner wounds. Heal it. Understand what's yours and what's not yours. And be okay to walk away. Be okay to set that higher vibrational platform so that physiologically, and our psychiatry, our psychology, how we're working with our bodies, any aspect of medicine within and without, and we say medicine of Gaia will be transforming all that we are into higher vibrational beings because we're using her elements and her nutrients in combination with the Alliance with Light, which is the title of my 4th book. The beautiful love story, it's a true love story, the Alliance with Light, transforms everything. It's the elixir of all life, and you have it within you. That's the sacred child owning it. That's the sacred child saying, yes. The sacred child is the divine harmony between the mother and the father in the Vesica Pisces. And that's owning and claiming who you are as a spiritual master. And the children already are. They're showing us. They're showing us the wounding of the inner child. So how can we soften, dear lighted ones, and how are they being affected by the harmful effects of our separation, by the harmful effects of how we've given our power of our value, that life has not been sacred? And whoever told us that life wasn't sacred, they were just movies and stories playing on the outer reality. But it's time for us to reclaim it. Remember, you're not the product of your environment, you're the light within it. So change the story. Change the story, you're sacred. So feel that light within you. So bring that power back to yourself. Breathe in your light. Release any energies that are no longer serving your highest and your best. You give yourself permission. I'm calling in the highest vibrational light. Thank you, Spirit. Calling in the highest vibrational energies of holy light. Thank you, Holy Spirit. I'm in alignment with my higher self and my soul. I'm releasing any and all stories of subjugation, of limitation, and I am a beautiful, sovereign, free being. I am liberated. I'm liberated. I'm liberated. In all moments, feel the liberation of your spirit, mind, heart, body, and soul. Your body is now free from disease. Your body is now free from harmful effects. Your body is now free from all negativity. Your body is now free from all projections that are harmful. We're going to release this child into the beautiful experience of creative exploration and experience and expression. For we're free, liberating beings, and rise up. Reclaim your power, reclaim your choice. You're a beautiful being of holy light. Start harmonizing and transmuting within greater experiences of light and codes. I exist within a creative reality that is not what it seems, and I am in all moments harmonizing greater light. I pay attention to my sensing. I pay attention to how I receive information and how I send it. I am a beautiful being of vibratory light. At the core of who I am excited to be here. At the core of who I am, I'm a vibrant being of light. At the core of who I am, I'm a sacred child. Thank you, Mother and Father. For I am the Mother, I am the Father, and I will heal my wounds. I will heal thy name. My breath is my elixir of all life. Thank you, Holy Spirit. I harmonize in the blessing of who I am, and I release all energies or entities or any thought forms that are allowing me to return to stories that are less than and lack, and I release those stories now. Lord Michael is releasing any cords, any experiences, any attachments that are no longer needed, and just send them away with love and appreciation for showing you that you can see and observe all neutrally with great love and appreciation. Remember, dear lighted ones, protest nothing, for it just adds the duality. It adds to the friction already playing in our reality. Always neutrally observe and know that you can bring peace and love and soft and gentleness to any situation when you observe it from the neutrality that all is needed and required. But what your energy is projecting and directing and focusing on will be what you create for yourself in your own reality. For you are 5D beings now, dear lighted ones. Rise up, rise up. You are the children of sacred Mother and Father, and you each have sacred stories. You each have sacred gifts. So begin to tap within and go within. Seek those sacred gifts from within, dear lighted ones. The spirited councils are always looking to connect with you and recreate with you, for there will be beings in your consciousness that you have never seen or felt before. And we are preparing you for these sensings, and we're preparing you for these beings. But it is okay to be okay with the inner child within you that many of you across your planet have been denying for so long. Ask the inner child to come forward. For as you play within the richness and the joy and the beauty of who you are, returning all that is sacred back to life. The trees are sacred, the earth is sacred, the soil is sacred, the water is sacred, your neighbors are sacred, you are sacred. Return sacredness back to all experiences divine. Return all sacredness back to everything that is, for all is. The energy and the essence of all that is, the Holy Creator, and all things and all beings and all essences, learning to co-create and harmonize with one another, dear lighted ones, for you are all one, seeking to harmonize and create these stories of oneness. You want as much diversity as possible. How boring would it be if you were all the same? So expect diversity. Expect sacredness and diversity. Expect the planet to begin speaking to you and loving you and holding you and embracing you, and feel into the love and the healing of every child on this planet to arise as their highest expression of themselves. Give the power and the light and the honor back to our children. Lift them with the sacredness of who they are and see them as masters, for they are. They are teaching you and showing you of the inner child within you. Bring that spark of the inner child back to life, dear lighted ones. You are loved, you are loved, dear love, you are loved. You're creating the love of who you are. Bring love back to who you are, dear lighted ones. The love of who you are and the spark of who you are is that beautiful, ever present excitement to be alive, excitement to be alive. That is the child. Thank you, Holy Spirit, the inner child coming forward and play in sacredness. We're going to do a quick light vibration. I shishya ma kaya to decay to decay maya to decay to key sisya to decay line ma to decay to the maya to decay nine to decay. Isyana mai te ana e te tiki mai ke te tiki na maka e nai ke te tiki nam ai Ay, nanakay tequila. Ah, lalamakarake na adatake. Asian manakalalake. Priana kereke na yanaka. Ay, tequila. Siana nakaratake. Ah, ay, nanakarataka. Siana ket narat nerap moya. Esia. Oh, dekishiana. Ay, dekia. Play, dear lighted ones. Play, dear lighted ones. You are children of earth. Be excited. It's the most exciting time in human history. Be of loving, soft, and gentle hearts and reach for that inner child. Offer that inner child to come forward and play in all moments, dear lighted ones. Feel the excitement of life again, dear lighted ones. For your life is sacred, your body is sacred. Your energies are sacred. The planet is sacred. The energies of the planet are sacred. The grids are sacred. The light is sacred. The water is sacred. Each and every one of you are sacred. What does that mean to you, dear lighted ones? Play, dear lighted ones. Show the children you are ready to play. Rewrite new systems that belong in the benevolence of your oneness and unity, and be okay in the forgiveness of your separation. Dear lighted ones, we love you so very much. Bringing you codes of light. The Holy Councils. Thank you, Holy Spirit. We're so grateful. Thank you, Holy Spirit. So thank you, Holy. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Call in the angels and the light and your guides and your teams to create healings with you. It's just a matter of you asking, dear lighted ones. There's infinite support. This is the Alliance with Light. We love you so very much. You are beautiful children of light. You are beautiful children of light. And go within and heal that beautiful children. You are the universe within you. And when you start going within, you never want to be anywhere else, because it's so deep and wide and vast and so very magical. This is the essence of who we are as divine beings of holy light. And we offer you this presence and this present for all of who you are as sacred children of light in the holy light of the divine benevolent creator. Councils of light saying goodbye. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Thank you, dear lighted ones. So grateful. Thank you, dear lighted ones. We send you with love and light. We send you with love and light. And we honor you so much. Donations and appointments are found on the links below. I am Joanna, and I am a divine creator and a benevolent creator on this holy planet, a mother of all mothers, coming from many realms and many universes to uplift and inspire humanity to be encouraged to reclaim all your power and your light within, to start manifesting and transmuting all that was. We are sacred beings of light. We love you so very much. Get excited about who you are. Send love and blessings and care and kind and compassion for all moments, dear lighted ones. It's a choice to live within your freedom and your liberation of your unity of who you are as one, all before you are one. Thank you, dear lighted ones. We love you. Namaste, dear lighted ones. We love you, children.